All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Crypto 101 podcast. I'm excited. This is going to be cool. We've got a $1 billion DeFi exchange joining us today, PancakeSwap. We actually have Chef Mochi joining us. Chef Mochi, sir, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, and it's a pleasure being here with everyone. And how are you today, Bryce?
I'm doing very good. I'm over in San Diego. We're getting a whole horrible sort of season. On one hand, it's good. There's a drought that's kind of being curb stomped by some of the largest rain and snow that California has really ever seen. So it's been out of the usual, but it's super rainy. And the crypto markets have seen a flood of capital kind of as well. Just recently, we're recording this here Monday, March 13th, and there was pretty much like one of the largest bank runs in American history, definitely in modern history. I think the second largest bank crash of the American history, with Silicon Valley Bank going down, and then the Fed coming in, quote unquote, kind of bailing them out. So not only are we seeing a lot of liquidity surging in the weather, but also in the markets. So we're going to talk about that because it's hyper relevant. But before we dive in to kind of today's events and where PancakeSwap finds itself in the world of crypto, I want to get to know you, Chef Mochi, and the founding story of PancakeSwap. So, like I would say maybe like 2% of the people that come on to Crypto 101, they elect to remain anonymous. So we can't really ask you much about your background other than you're willing to share with us. So, Chef, can you tell us a little bit about your background and the founding story of PancakeSwap?
Sure. Definitely a couple of crazy days in the last couple of days. And PancakeSwap here too. We are 24/7, I think, in the last couple of hours awake and watching developments as well. But getting to the question. So a little bit about myself. So I've been, came from kind of a finance background, and so the finance side of things quite familiar with. And then within crypto, done a couple of different roles, but primarily coming from a product background. And so that's about me. And for PancakeSwap, it's as you rightly noted, it's run by anonymous individuals. So PancakeSwap is a DeFi protocol that's focused on being all-in-one and serving users with products that's created in a simple manner. And we are themed around pancakes and moons. And so aptly, then the team behind PancakeSwap is known as a kitchen, and we are all chefs. And so
they are the most adorable little mascots. If anybody wants to go to PancakeSwap .finance, these are just the cutest little things. Maybe we could show a screen share.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, we have Chef Ceci there who always draws up the cutest bunnies for all of us. Yes.
Now you guys have been around for a while, emerging from really 1 week in the crypto space. It was a craze where everyone launched a new program related to food. There was sushi and yams and pizza and burgers and pickle finance and all this other stuff. PancakeSwap clearly came out the winner in all this. Not only did you guys last, well over a year now, but you're the biggest on-chain in terms of liquidity. You're the biggest anything that's been built on the BNB chain. So what was it that you guys did differently that allowed such a vastly more positive result than so many of your fellow co-founders in the Food Fi week?
First, thanks a lot for your kind comments there. But let me get to, I think, what PancakeSwap did right. So you're definitely right to say I think PancakeSwap has lasted for quite a while now, and we're very fortunate to have grown to where we are. And I think that's primarily because of our focus on the community, and also receiving the community's support as a result of our focus. And I think that's really what allowed us to last through the food season and emerge as the largest DEX on the BNB chain. And I think our tremendous growth over the last 2 years or so has really been, due to kind of a couple of key factors. The first is to be able to identify a gap in the market and offer a product that fulfilled that need. So launching in 2020, there were already a lot of established DeFi exchanges, but then at that point of time, Ethereum was very congested, and gas fees were very high. For those users who are there at that point of time. So we saw an opportunity to offer lower fees and faster transaction times on the BNB Smart Chain, as is known then. And I think the rest of it is really focusing on user friendliness, being an all-in-one platform, which I think very few crypto platforms are trying to do, and having a strong focus on retail crypto users. So with the user friendliness bit, with DeFi, especially nowadays, whatever that product is, it can usually be quite complicated. Even if you are a experienced user. So while crypto, there's a lot of innovation, experimentation going on. I think long term, most users are just looking for all your core services, and then built in one place that you can always access all of them, and really in a very simple and integrated manner. So like chefs like us, we try all the funny, difficult stuff. Like we try all the DeFi options. Now that's kind of going around, and then complicated liquid management strategies and all these protocols. But really, I think long-term users don't really want to be dealing with all this complication. So we're just gonna give them, the best experience and easy use version of these things.
And you've done a great job with that. I just used PancakeSwap myself last night to bridge and swap and do all kinds of things across like 5 different chains. So you guys are really killing it over there.
It's a one-stop shop for anybody who's listening who wants to go experience DeFi. It's really a one-stop shop. What would you say that you or PancakeSwap prides itself on as an organization? What's like your guys' mission?
Yeah, I think our mission is really not about the products that we do. I think the vision is really about being that place where crypto users, whether you are a simple first time early user, or you are a super advanced user that has tried everything, our vision is really to be that platform for everyone, and that you will have a wide variety of products that everyone uses, and that you can come to PancakeSwap and to be able to use them in a simple manner. Yeah, Bryce, maybe I was just thinking, since I keep talking about deep all-in-one platform, I was thinking maybe just high level I can explain what PancakeSwap does and what the kind of products that we have.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, so I think just briefly, so we are focused on the DeFi side, and so there are a couple of groups of products that we do. I think the easiest way to think about it is, the first is there's on the trading side. So we have a DEX, which is based on what we call a V2 version. And then we have variations of this that are suited to different products. So if you're trading stables, we have a stable swap that offers very low fees and low slippage if you are trading between stable coins. We've also did an integration with market makers, and that allows on-chain trading for a variety of Ethereum based tokens. And then we have like a perpetual product, also known as a perpetual DEX. And so that's how you can trade leverage. For on our platform is up to 25 times on different tokens. And then there will be a soon to be coming upgrade on our trading product, which is like a V3 trading solution. But then being an all-in-one platform, we have some other things. We have an NFT marketplace. We launch and also create secondary markets for NFT collections. And then on the project side, we have yield farming. We launch projects, projects that are kind of new to the market and they're just coming out with their tokens. We have this thing called Syrup Pool as well. Essentially, it's stake cake, and then projects get to engage with a large active token holder base by distributing tokens to them. And then we also have some more fun products, like lottery, pottery, and prediction, which is allow users to kind of test their luck and earn rewards.
Yeah, I've got a question about just like how everybody remains anonymous. What was the choice there? And how is it like working with other people? What's the reporting structure look like? And how is this kind of DAO or organization, how is it really like ran, like in general? Like, because, PancakeSwap is not the only sort of organization that's run like this. So could you just give us a little color into this?
Sure, sure. Yeah, so like you say, PancakeSwap is a DAO, which means that the people working at PancakeSwap really work to the benefit of the token holders, and so on that end, uh, myself and the team, we may be anonymous, but we focus on really PancakeSwap as a brand and as a protocol. And really, what we are trying to do is build up, PancakeSwap, not really tying it to any individual chef. And that's partially why we kind of chose it to be anon as well, because PancakeSwap is bigger than all of us. And on the operational side, yeah, I'm the head chef, and I eventually, make all the key decisions upon, like what are the key products that we try to integrate, how do we integrate them, what are the things that we need to be focusing on. But because it is a DAO, so a lot of the key decisions, we put them to a vote, by the cake token holders, and we let them guide us on where the protocol develops.
Awesome. We don't talk a lot about the BNB chain over here, not on purpose, but let's get some insights into what's going on over there. What makes the BNB chain different from Ethereum or Avalanche or Polygon or any of the other layer twos or side chains that have come out in the past couple of years? And more importantly than the technology, what's the culture like around the community there?
Sure. I think high level, over the years, a lot of chains have come out now. I think I've lost counts, probably like net of hundreds or maybe even thousands of public blockchains now. I think the tech, in terms of the chains, I think largely, I don't think they're very different nowadays. So the key kind of distinguishing feature, I believe, of BNB chain is really about the users. So if you look at most statistics, BNB chain has the highest number of active daily active users, even more so than Ethereum. And so I think that drives a lot of the culture, the nature, and the activity of BNB chain. So PancakeSwap, us being the largest DEX there, we also focus on this element a lot. There are a lot of retail users on the platform, and that's why we reach out to a lot of different projects that we think will be suited to our user base. Try to distribute them to our users when we believe it's a good project. And yeah, I think in the past you see that there were a lot of gaming projects on BNB chain, and I think that's partially a good fit. A reason why that became so is because it's a good fit with the number of users on the chain as well.
How long do you think it's going to take for total value locked or TVL and just the DeFi industry as a whole? How long do you think it's going to take for them to get back to their levels that they were at prior to Luna and Voyager and FTX collapsing?
Yeah, I think this one, no, I think this is anyone's guess. Crypto is really volatile, and hard to say when anything will happen. But I personally think it will take a year or two.
Okay.
With what happened with what you mentioned, like Luna, Voyager, FTX, I think that has hit confidence in the general crypto industry quite a lot, and I think many would consider these failures to be systematic failures. And so even in recent times, like just last Sunday, there was a lot of instability with USDC, which was perceived to be like I guess one of the most stable assets in crypto. And so these things, I think, create hesitancy, whether in people, whether you're retail or whether, but especially I think institutional capital. And so I think you will be hard pressed to find people who are willing to kind of put too much capital into the space in the short to medium term. So yeah, I'm thinking at least a year or two.
Yeah, it sounds about right, I think.
I think that sounds about right. And how is PancakeSwap kind of working to lower those barriers of entry into DeFi platforms? Are you guys, rolling out maybe any institutional sort of products that'll be really attractive to those, or are you guys really focusing on retail? And what are you guys doing to knock down the barriers to adoption?
Yeah, I think there can be a lot, to lower the barrier of entry into crypto. So for us, we are definitely retail focused, and we will continue to be so going forward. And I think that has been the reason for our success, and we believe it will continue to drive the success of PancakeSwap. So features that we do to drive adoption. It ranges from really small things like UI, but let's say let's talk about something I think we have that is things slightly more unique, and I think a lot of users do appreciate. So as a platform, we host a lot of tokens that users can trade on our AMM, and one of the things that we've noticed, which is a persistent problem of the space is being decentralized. Anybody can deploy a token and say that their token does ABC, can that does AI, does all this magical stuff. And from a user's perspective, it's very difficult, I think, sometimes, and increasingly so as these project teams get more sophisticated to tell between the difference between an early project and what is really just a scammy project. And so what we've done at PancakeSwap is we've integrated a token scanner, which creates like a first layer check of whether the token that you are looking to buy could possibly be a scam. And this is really to help users, think twice about what they're really trying to buy. Because a lot of the tokens, once you buy in, the permissions are set that you can't sell out of them. And so it's a bit of a one-way transfer. And so this is something that we're doing to try and make it easier for people to join, because it reduces the kind of friction around having to dodge scammy projects. And some other things that we're looking at, for example, like simpler stuff, just trying to integrate fiat directly so that you can just buy crypto, with your credit card or your dollars, well, without having to jump through multiple hoops to get on chain. So things like this, are things that we are doing at PancakeSwap to make it easier for everyone.
That's great. That's a really awesome first step forward to ensuring the safety of your users. One token that isn't scammy, though, is your Cake token. Tell the users or listeners, what exactly does the Cake token do in the ecosystem? This thing has been in the top 100 pretty steadily ever since it was launched.
Yeah, so I'll try to make this one quick because we run the Cake token in basically all our products. And so with all the products that I mentioned before, Cake, there's really a long list of utility for Cake. But high level, Cake is the fundamental token that drives everything in PancakeSwap. You end up using Cake in a lot of our products. But high level, the things are, first, it's for governance. Like I said, we are a DAO. And so Cake token holders get a say in how the platform develops. Cake is also a utility token within the Cake ecosystem. A lot of the fees are paid in Cake. And Cake is also a reward token simultaneously. So when you provide liquidity on PancakeSwap, you earn Cake tokens over time as you leave your liquidity there. And Cake token holders who stake their Cake for a longer term have a set of additional benefits that reward their long-term participation in the PancakeSwap protocol. So you have things like boosting your rewards. You get get to participate in our project launch pads. Things like this. So it's a variety of things, but Cake is, as a summary, a token that drives everything that works in PancakeSwap.
And is Cake going to take a multi-chain approach? Have you guys taken that kind of multi-cross-chain approach, or are you guys married to Binance Smart Chain?
No, so we are actually, this since last year, we have started going multi-chain. And this is because we take the view that the future of crypto is multi-chain, and that there are, increasingly single protocol, single chain setups are kind of going to become more and more obsolete. And this is because with bridges are really pretty good nowadays. I think users can easily switch chains if they want to. And so PancakeSwap is now a multi-chain DEX. So we've launched on Aptos and Ethereum last year. And with Aptos, we've quite quickly scaled to become the number one DEX on the Aptos blockchain as well. And so this year we'll definitely be looking at more chains, where the users and the projects are, to bring the same PancakeSwap experience to all the different chains.
Awesome. That sounds really cool.
Now, I'm curious what else is out there that's, really impressing you right now that maybe you're not really working on or affiliated with, but is really catching your eye as something new, innovative, and really pushing the industry forward.
Sure. I think on the innovation level, I think there's a lot of experimentation around option AMMs that we see as pretty innovative. So
AMMs, so trading facilities for options, is that right?
Yeah. So basically, marketplaces for buying and selling options. So I think this is one of those areas that in the traditional finance world is something that really has a lot of traction, because there's a lot of usage for options around, whether it's speculative trading or you have, complicated portfolio strategies that you want to manage. And so that is something that has a lot of usage in traditional finance, but it's something that hasn't yet seen the same level of success in the crypto industry. And we do see that there are a lot of people experimenting with how that might work on the blockchain, and we do think that that's very innovative. And you're right, PancakeSwap is not directly working on that, but that's something we think is quite cool.
Are there any maybe teams that particular you could name, maybe that you guys would acquire, a target that you guys could integrate or something like that?
So we at PancakeSwap, I think we take an approach that is maybe not quite the same as a lot of the innovative protocols. So we do have the largest user base in crypto as a kind of singular DApp, and with that comes with the responsibility of making sure that user funds are protected. And therefore, where we do see innovation, we also do see potential risks. And so what we don't want to subject our users to, as an all-in-one platform, is you leave your funds here with PancakeSwap, and then something breaks because it's untested. And so on that end, we really focus on the security aspect, and we want to see products prove themselves before we bring them onto PancakeSwap as part of our all-in-one offering.
What do you think about real-world assets coming on chain and fractionalized NFTs? Do you think that's something that PancakeSwap would ever offer support for?
Okay, so let's maybe these are two asset groups, so I'll talk to them separately. So the first is real world assets. I think it's a interesting set of the development. I think there's positives and there's potential negatives. But I think to that, PancakeSwap will still love to be supporting real world assets if they do get successfully tokenized on the blockchain, and we would love to be supporting the liquidity and trading of it. So the positives of it is most crypto assets today are still just crypto native assets, and so they don't really come from the real, if you want to put it like real traditional finance world. And so tokenizing real world assets would mean that a new group of capital holders will be joining the crypto industry, and I think that's really exciting because that brings more TVL, more investors, and more different types of assets you can access on chain. However, I think on the flip side of it is tokenizing things like bonds or equities, you'll start to see a lot more regulation, and it's hard to say how that would pan out. But as an asset class, I think that is very exciting to deal with.
Yeah, and kind of just dovetailing off of that comment about real world assets regulations. Like I kind of foreshadowed here in the beginning of our discussion today, there's a bank crisis basically unfolding in the United States. And, the FDIC stepped in over the weekend for Signature Bank and for Silicon Valley Bank, and basically are bailing out depositors that were uninsured. And so people are saying, oh, well, if it could happen to them and these banks could go under, it could happen to anybody. So everybody's kind of pulling their money out of banks and stuff. And it's pretty wild. And so this might be many people's first kind of banking crisis. Many people are just buying Bitcoin and saying, hey, holy shit, like if my banks could just get shut down next week and I've got bills to pay and I got all sorts of stuff, like I'm just going to buy my Bitcoin and hold that, because at the end of the day, that's always going to be in your control if you have those private keys. But have you ever experienced a bank crisis or a bank run or anything like that? And what do you make of this situation going on?
Sure. So yeah, I think the situation that's happened with Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, and also I think the ongoing other banks that people are now looking at, is a bit of a special event in this part of recent history. And I think it actually, my personal thoughts on it is that it highlights the strength of DEXs like PancakeSwap. With PancakeSwap, you deposit your funds just like a depositor would deposit funds in a bank. But because of the way the smart contracts are designed, there's never going to be a case where the funds will be invested in something that doesn't work out and then depositors don't get their money back. And with the blockchain being, 100% transparent, there's no way that, the team at PancakeSwap could ever do anything with the funds. And even if there was, an attempt, it will be seen on chain. And so users are really very much safer, I think, working with DEXs like PancakeSwap, which essentially I think is sort of immune to this sort of kind of situation that we see with Silicon Valley Bank.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I think that when you kind of look at Bitcoin holistically, it was really invented in the heart of a different banking crisis. And it was built so that there is no counterparty risk. And so your funds aren't being rehypothecated. And so that there's always full transparency into any sort of transaction history, so that things could be fully audited and publicly accountable. And I think that's really important for a public good, kind of like money, right? And I'm curious your thoughts. Like, is it actually feasible for Bitcoin to become a global, a globally adopted, globally recognized currency across all the countries, or is that so far fetched?
I think if we think about money as a generalized medium of exchange, I think that's what most people call. But let's just for the ease of it, call it things that a thing that everyone can agree on to regularly buy and sell things that they care about. I think Bitcoin doesn't actually play that sort of role, at least in the near term. At least as currently designed, it's very expensive and difficult to move Bitcoin around, and so it's kind of, I think, far-fetched to say that in the near future people will be spending 0.00001 Bitcoin on a sandwich and trying to get someone to accept that. So it has a position, I think, as a store of value, maybe more akin to gold, rather than something that I think people will see as money and spend it on daily transactions.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Until kind of the proliferation of the Lightning Network, or further adoption of maybe stable coins and stuff. But you're right. Bitcoin, it takes quite a bit of money to send that money, but you're paying for the security of the network. And so I kind of think that probably is the right trajectory, that Bitcoin will be more of a global store of value as opposed to a daily means of exchange. But the jury's still out. As for PancakeSwap, what's next? I know we have V3 on the horizon. What should we be looking out for?
Yeah. No, I'm definitely happy to be talking about our V3. And thanks for the question there. So, V3's upgrade, which PancakeSwap will be launching on the first week of April. This will be something that's really huge for us. And on top of all the benefits that you really get with PancakeSwap, deep liquidity, easy to use interface, and all the things that we've discussed. The additional big thing there will be for capital efficient trading on the PancakeSwap platform. So it's an all-around improvement upon what we currently already have in terms of liquidity and trading. So to get a little bit deeper into each side. So for traders, we'll bring lower fees, and that will also mean lower slippage if you're executing big transactions. And so traders get just a better experience all around trading on PancakeSwap. And then for liquidity providers, liquidity can be more strategically placed, and so that increases fee returns for anyone who's providing liquidity on PancakeSwap. And also we'll be giving away cake, yield farming rewards, so everyone can also join in the fun and earn some cake tokens as they go along. And then of course with PancakeSwap, we always focus on being user friendly. So we'll be developing a couple of different tools, to help liquidity providers, provide liquidity better. And then we'll have some, future tools that we'll discuss in Q2. But these are things that will, again, focus on the ability of the users to just be more hands off, be more, kind of make it an easier experience for them to use our V3.
Incredible.
That's awesome.
So yeah, on that, do stay with do stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter as we announce these things.
Yeah, we certainly will. Chef Mochi, it's been awesome getting the deep dive on PancakeSwap, some insight into BNB Chain, and your thoughts and how you see the industry as well. So thank you so much. Before we let you go, just a couple of last questions. For anyone who's listening to our podcast, and this may be the first podcast they're listening to about the crypto space, leave us with some words of wisdom and some words of warning for someone who's brand new.
That's an interesting question.
Loaded question.
I think I'll start with the wisdom one. I think that's so crypto. Even with all the things that has happened this year, it's still a bright and shining space with lots of potential, and a lot of the fundamental things that crypto started with actually remain, I think, very strong, or maybe even stronger with what has happened, over the past couple of years. Decentralization is now even back in more focus. People are, heads down building, and tools are getting better. So I think, the benefits of someone coming to crypto today, things will get better. Join us and continue building. And I think on the word of caution, crypto is still very early. There are a lot of things that people are trying out. So do be careful, and be cautious on what you're doing, and stay safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I think that's a great place to end it on. I know Pizza Mind said a couple questions, but I think that is probably the best question we could end it on. So, Chef Mochi, we're going to let you go. And we're going to follow along on Twitter. Everybody, check in on PancakeSwap.finance, and hopefully we can have you back on in the near future as things kind of get rolled out and you have some more exciting announcements to make.
Yeah, definitely. And thanks for the great conversation today. Really enjoyed my time here.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. And for everybody who's listening at home, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you back with some more great guests.